Make civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ear attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog at a house in Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog at that house shall move me to stand.
The quarrel is between our masters, and us, their men. Oh, draw thy tool. Here comes 2 of the house of Montague.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not!
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take a law of our sides. Let them begin.
Oh, I will frown as they pass by, and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them, if they shall bear it.
You bite your thumb at us, sir.
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is it on their side if I say I?
No!
I do bite my thumb, sir. But I do not bite my thumb at you, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I am for you. I'm so good a man as you.
No better?
Well, sir.
Say, better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yeah. Draw, man. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow.
Put up your swords! You know not what you do!
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy head.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage to depart these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues. And these, have at thee. Coward!
Close this! Mark down with the Marcus! The Capulet! Give him the Now give it, Capulet! I know what I say! Go!
You men! You beasts that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture from your bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground. And hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet and Montague.
have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time let all the rest depart away. Capulet, come with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure in this case. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours. Close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt, with his sword prepared, which, as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, till the prince came, who parted either part.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worship sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where, underneath the grove of sycamore that westward rooteth from the city side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the coverts of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew. Away from the light steals home my heavy sun, and private in his chamber pens himself. Shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must this humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it, nor can learn of him.
See where he comes. So please you, step aside. I'll know his grievance. Will be much denied.
Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having makes them short.
In love?
Out
Of love?
out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should, without eyes, see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet, tell me not, for I have already heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first create, O heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, still waking sleep, that is not what it is. This love feel I feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I rather weep
Good heart at what?
at thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have it pressed with more of thine. But this love that thou hast shown me doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke, raised with the fume of sighs. Being purged, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes. Being vexed, a sea nourished with lovers' tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, a preserving sweet? Farewell, cuz.
Soft, I'll go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I assumed you loved.
A right good mark, man, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
Well, in that hit you'll miss. She won't be hit with Cupid's arrow, she hath Diane's wit, and in strong proof of chastity, well armed. From love's weak and childish foe she lives unharmed. She will not stay the siege of biting terms, nor by the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saint seducing gold. No, she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies, with beauty dies her store.
Then she hath sworn that she will still live chaste?
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste. In that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me! Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how! How should I forget to think?
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve as a note where I may read who passed on that passing fair? Farewell, cuz. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. And she agree, within her scope of choice, lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store, one more most welcome makes my number more. At my poor house look to behold this night earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light. Come, go with me. Go, sirrah, trudge about through fair Verona, seek those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
I'm sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person here hath writ. I must to the learned.
Why, Romeo? Art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented, and, got in. Good fellow.
Good, and I pray, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, sir, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters in the language.
You say honestly, rest you merry.
Say, good fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper, to our house.
To whose house?
My master's.
Indeed. I should have asked that before.
Now, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not at the house of Montagues, I pray, sir, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom now so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of my eyes maintains such falsehoods, turn tears to fires. One fairer than my love. The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
But you saw her fair, none else being by. Herself poisoned herself in either eye. But in that crystal scale that there be weighed, your lady's love against some other maid, whom I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall stanch show well that now shows best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
You're so soft, you're a fragile baby girl, but your fangs are so sharp. I hope that for biting into oranges and sucking out the juice, or should I start wearing turtlenecks?
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou hearest our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter is of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and that I should live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
That Mary's the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Were not I thine only niece, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. The valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady. Lady, a man has all the world. Why, he is a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
In faith, he's a flower, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. And so shall you share all that he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like a Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking like he move. But no more deep will I in dark mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madame, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, the young lady asked for. The nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence away. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, county stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
I feel just like a local guy when I'm with the boys. We do what we want, yes we do what we want. I feel just like a local guy when I'm with the boys. We do what we want.
What, shall this speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without an apology?
Give me a taste of my religion. A visor for a visor. What care I, what curious eye does quote deformity? Here are the beetle brows, thou blood form.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dead!
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his like so bound. I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. No, come we for daylight home.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day.
We mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no whit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
So did I!
Well, what was yours?
Dreamers often lie.
In better sleep, where they do dream things true.
Oh. Then I see Queen Mab has been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spider's legs, the color of the wheel traces of the smallest spider's web, collars of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her chariot is an empty hazelnut made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Our courtier's knees that dream on curtsy straight, our lawyer's fingers who straight dream on fees, our lady's lips who straight on kisses dream. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches and escados, Spanish blades of hells 5,000 deep, and then drums in his breath, she starts and wakes, and being thus frightened swears a prayer to and sleeps again. This is that very man that plats the manes of horses, and this is the
Mercutio! Peace! Thou talkest of nothing!
True, I talk of dreams! Children of the night or grave, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more constant than the wind.
This wind you speak of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my sail, direct my course. On, lusty gentlemen.
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with corns will have a bout with you. Aha, my mistresses, I have seen the day that I have worn a visor, and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. Ah, 'tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. A hall, give room, and foot it, girls. the tables up and quench the fire. The room has grown too hot. Ah, good cousin Capulet, how long is now since last yourself and I were in a mask?
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. The measure done, I'll watch her place to stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hill. Did my heart love till now? To forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn in our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it? Content thee, gentle cuz. Let him alone. I would not, for the wealth of all the town, here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore, be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns, an ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. You'll not endure him. God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You will set a cock-a-hoop.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a saucy boy. Be quiet, or for shame, I'll make you quiet. Well said, my hearts. You are a princox. Go. Be quiet, or... More light! For shame, I'll make you quiet. What? Cheerly, my hearts!
I will withdraw. But this intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips, to blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Which mannerly devotion shows in this? That saints have hands, that pilgrim's hands do touch. And palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayers.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus, from my lips by yours, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin they have took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
Kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word.
What is her mother?
Married bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and she's a good and wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, my life is my foe's death!
Away! Be gone! The sport is at the best!
Aye, so I fear the more is my unrest!
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone! We have a trifling, foolish banquet toward! Is it e'en so? Well, then, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. More torches here! Come on then, let's to bed.
What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding maid.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
Come, let's away. The strangers are all gone.
Where moved the London? Where moved the London? Romeo! My cousin Romeo.
He is wise. And on my life, I've sold him home to bed.
He ran this way and leaped this orchard wall. Call the good Mercutio.
And they all conjure too. Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion! Lover! Appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry, but I need pronounce but love and love. He hears not, he starts not, he moves not. The ape is dead! And I must conjure him! I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the means that their adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest, and in his mistress's name I conjure only but to raise up him.
He hath hid himself among these trees and he consorts with the humorous night. Blind is his love and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark! Romeo, good night! I'll to my tropical bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here, that means not to down.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound.
But soft, what light through yonder window? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, for she is already sick and pale with grief. And thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Oh, cast it off. It is my lady, Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheeks would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes would stream through the airy region so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel! For thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head as is a winged messenger of heaven unto the white, upturned, wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and soars upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor face, nor arm, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo, called retain that dear perfection he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word! I will be new baptized. Henceforth I'll never be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened by night so stumblest on my counsel?
By name I know not how to tell thee who I am, dear saint. My name is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it but written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither, tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb in the place of death, considering who thou art, many of my kinsmen find thee.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do, that dares love attend it. Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee.
Oh, I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. Gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I will frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I will prove more true than those of more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere I was ware my true love's passion, therefore pardon me, and impute not this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
I swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest thy love prove likewise variable.
But what shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or
If thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love is...
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I take no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too sudden, too unadvised, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vows for mine.
I did give thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again.
Juliet?
I hear noise within. Dear love, adieu.
Anon, good nurse!
Sweet Montague, be true, stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! Oh, being in night, I am afeard this is all but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo. And good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purposed marriage, send word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam.
I come anon! But if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam.
By and by I come! To cease thy suit, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul,
1,000 times good night.
The 1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love like schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo? I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Well, let me stand here till thou remember it.
I should forget again to have thee still stand there, remembering how I loved thy company.
Then I'll still stay, to have thee still forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird who lets it hop a little in her hand, and with the silk thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
Oh, I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell in thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence must I to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, and my dear hap to tell.
Morn smiles at the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. The flecked darkness, like a drunkard, reels from forth day's path and tightens fiery wheels. Now ere the sun advance his burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry. For I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence, and medicine power. Being smelted, that part cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still, in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father! Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure that thou art aroused by some distemperature. Or, if not, then here I had it right, a Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
Well, that last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin, was thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline? My ghostly father, no! I have forgot that name, and that name is woe.
That's good, my son. But where hast thou been then?
I have been feasting with mine enemy, when on a sudden one hath wounded me that's by me wounded. Both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine is set on hers, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine, by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed, and made exchange of vows, I'll tell thee as we pass. But this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis! What a change is here! Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline. Look, here upon thy cheek the stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet. And thou art changed. Pronounce this sentence then, women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me off for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And badest me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one, in another out to have.
Now I pray thee chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
She knew quite well thy love did read by rote and could not spell. But come, young waverer, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor into pure love.
Let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slowly, stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
Ah, that shame, pale, hard-hearted wench. That Rosaline torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life!
Romeo will answer it.
Oh, that's poor Romeo. He is already dead. Shot through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft with the blind bone boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than prince of cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing the prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. Rests me his minim rest 1, 2, and a third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duelist, the immortal Passado, the punto reverso, the hard.
The what?
By Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man, a very good horse.
Here comes Romeo! Here comes Romeo.
Without his roe like a dry herring. Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French salop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Pardon, good Mercutio, Mercutio, my business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning to courtesy?
Thou hast most kindly hit it. I'll bite thee by the ear for that just!
Nay, good goose, fight not!
Is not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable, now art thou Romeo!
Peter, come on.
My fan, Peter. Good Peter, to hide her face. For her fans, the fairer face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentle.
Is it good then?
'Tis no less, I tell you. For the body hand of the dial is now upon the peric of noon.
Oh, out upon you, what a man are you?
One gentlewoman that God hath made for himself to mourn.
Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I am the youngest of that name. Fault of a worse.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
But a hand at his horse, too much for a score, but it whores. You're every Spaniard. Romeo, will you come to your father's? I will to dinner.
I will follow you.
Yeah, farewell, ancient lady, farewell! Lady!
Mary, farewell! Pray you, sir, tell me, who's this saucy merchant that was so full of his own property?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
No will speak anything against me. I'll take him down an hour lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks, and if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I'm none of his flirt gills, I'm none of his skeins, mates. And thou must stand by too and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you a pleasure. If I had, my weapon should quickly have been out. I warrant you, I dare draw soon as another man. If I see an occasion in a good quarrel and the law on my side.
Now, for God, I'm still vexed and every part of me quivers. Pray you, sir, a word. As I have said before, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior. If you should deal double with her, sir, were a very ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and a very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy mistress and lady. I protest unto thee.
Heart and eye faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come shrift this afternoon, where she shall, at Friar Laurence's cell, be shrived and married. Oh, here, for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon? Well, she shall be there.
Farewell, nurse. Commend me to thy mistress.
Oh, well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, what was a little prattling thing. Oh, there is one nobleman in town, one Paris, that would seek to fain lay knife aboard, but she, good soul, she sees a toad, a very toad, as sees him. Oh, I anger her sometimes, sir, and tell her that Paris is the proper man, but I'll warrant you when I do, she looks about as pale as any cloud in all the visceral world. Oh, doth not Romeo and Rosemary begin with a letter?
Aye, nurse, both with an R. What of that?
Oh, mocker, that's the dog's name, R. Oh, she has the prettiest sententious of it of you and Rosemary that would do you good to hear it.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times. Peter, come on, my fan. Peter, go before and apace.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble pinion doves draw love, and therefore have the wind-swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she does not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as if all my words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many faint as they were dead, unwieldy, heavy, slow, and pale as lead. Oh, God, she Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send thy man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Why look'st thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily if good thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
Oh, I am aweary, give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache, what a jaunt I have had.
I would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Hey, come, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste, can you not wait a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast the breath to tell me that thou art out of breath? The excuse thou dost make in this occasion is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that, say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied, is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he, though his face be better than any man's, and his leg excels all men's, and forehead, and a foot, and a body, though they be not talked on, they are past compare. Well, he's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant you he's as gentle as a lamb. Go thy way, wench, serve God.
No, all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches! What a head have I! It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces! Oh, my back on the other side, my back! Beshrew your very heart for sending me to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet nurse. Come. What says my love?
Your love sets. Like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and kind, and handsome, and all warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where else should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Odds, lady dear, are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow, is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward do your messages yourself.
You're such a coital. What says Romeo?
Have you leave to go to shrift this afternoon?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Laurence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Oh! Now the wanton blood comes in your cheeks, they'll be scarlet straight at any news. Go hie you to church, I must another way. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, out to dinner, hie you to the cell.
High to high fortune. Honest nurse. Farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen! But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then let love-devouring death do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
Ah, but these violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which, as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness. and in its taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately. Long love not so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Look, here the lady comes.
Good evening to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
Oh, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be enough to emblazon it, then sweeten this neighbor breath with thy air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in this dear encounter.
They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love has grown to such extent that I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you two shall not stay separate, till Holy Church incorporate two to one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio. Let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulet's abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cut, draws it on the drawer when indeed there is no need. And yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good den. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort! What does that make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man, Romeo. The hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt! The reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. See thou knowst me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and drop.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so good, Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own. Be satisfied!
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Alice God carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats. Nothing but one of your 9 lives that I need to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the age. Will you pluck your sword out of his pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine give out your ears ere it out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up! outrage! Especially from the abandoned in Verona streets!
Come on, you go. Hey, wait, stop!
Don't Mercutio!
I'm hurt. A plague of both your houses. I'm spent, is he gone, and hath nothing?
What? Art thou hurt?
Aye, a scratch, a scratch. Mary, that is enough. Go, villain, fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door. It is enough. It will serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warn, for this world. A plague on both your houses. Zounds, a dog, a rat, an ass, a cat, to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic! Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best!
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague of both your houses. They have made worms meat of me. I haven't shown me to your houses!
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander, Tybalt but an hour my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Oh, Romeo! Romeo! Brave Mercutio's dead! That gallant spirit of the spire of the clouds, which too untimely here that scorned the earth!
This day's black fate on more days doth defend. This but begins the woe that others must end. Alive and in triumph, Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity. A fire-eyed fury be my conduct now!
shall determine that!
Romeo, away! Be gone! This is Lindner up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed. The brick will do thee that thou art taken. Hence, be gone! Away!
Oh, I am fortune's fool!
Why dost thou stay?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Tybalt! My cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince, oh, cousin, husband! Oh, the blood is spilled to my dear kinsman! Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours spilled blood of Montague. Oh, cousin, cousin!
O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. His affection makes him false. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
If Romeo slew him, he slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end. The life of Tybalt.
And for that offense immediately lead to exile and hence. I have an interest in your hate's proceedings. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie bleeding, but I will immerse you with so strong a fine that you will all repent this loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading or excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out of uses, therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he's found that hour is his last.
The day that I met you, I started dreaming. Now I'll write 'em down if I remember in the morning time. I don't know that much about Kingston, but I like the sound.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaethon would whip thee to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love performing, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo may leap to these arms untalked of and unseen. Come, civil night, hood my unmanned blood, bathing in my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love grown bold think true love acted simple modesty. Come, gentle night, come, loving, black-brown night, give me my Romeo. And when he shall die, take him and cut him out into little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. So tedious is this day, as is the night before a festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. And she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence.
What news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, well a day. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, lady. We are undone. Alack the day. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Romeo, Romeo, who would have thought it, Romeo?
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself?
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. God save the mark here upon his manly breast. Oh, can ye hideous corpse, a bloody, piteous corpse, pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. I swooned at the sight.
Break my heart. Poor bankrupt, break it once!
Oh, Tybalt, the best friend that I had! Oh, courteous Tybalt, I gentler than ever I should live to see thee dead!
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered, and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dear lord.
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God. That Romeo's hands shed Tybalt's blood.
It did, alack the day it did.
Serpent-hearted with a flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, just opposite to what thou justly seemst, a damned saint! An honorable villain! Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly found, oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace?
There is no trust, no faith, no honesty in men, all perjured, all forsworn, all dissemblers. Oh, where is my man? Give me some aquavitae. These sorrows, these griefs, these woes make me old. Oh, shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Beast was I to chide at him.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? For my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name if I thy 3 hours wife have mangled? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? My villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tea. Back to thy native spring. Romeo lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort, wherefore weep I then? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death, that hath murdered me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt's dead, and Romeo banished. That one word banished had slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there, but with a rearward following, Tybalt's death. Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain! All dead! Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure, bound in that word's death, no word in that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I'll bring you thither.
Oh, stay, his wounded. Here's mine shall be spent when there's our drive for Romeo's banishment. Come. To my wedding bed. And death, not Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hie you to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark ye, your lord will be here at night. I'll to him. He is hid at Laurence's cell.
Find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come. Take his last farewell.
Romeo! Come forth! Thou fearful man! Affliction is enamored of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Oh. Father? What news?
What is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment hath vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment! Be merciful, say death! For exile hath more terror in its look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished, but be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then banishment is death in his term, calling death banishment. Thou cutt'st off my head with a golden axe, and smilest upon the stroke that murders
O
me.
deadly sin! O rude unthankfulness! Thy fault, our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law, and turned that black word death to banishment. This is your mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, live here in heaven and may look on her. But Romeo may not, he is banished. And say'st thou yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me with?
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word!
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment!
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word, adversity's sweet milk, philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Banished? Hang up philosophy, unless philosophy can make a Juliet. Disband a town, reverse a prince's doom. It helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more. Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married. Tybalt murdered, doting like me, banished, then mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave. Ah!
Arise, one not. Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I! Unless the breath of heart-sick groans mist-like enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark, how they knock! Arise, thou wilt be taken. Stay a while. Stand up. Run to my study. Who goes there? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome, then.
Holy Friar, oh tell me, Holy Friar, where is my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There. His own tears made drunk.
Yes, even in my mistress's case, just in her case, even so she lies, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Stand up. Stand up. Stand, and you be a man, for Juliet's sake. For her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall so deep into an O?
Nurse!
Oh, sir. Oh, sir. Well, death's the end of all.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Does she not think me an old murderer now that I have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed but little from her own? Where is she? And how doth she? And what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name, shot from the deadly level of a gun, did murder her. As that name's cursed hand did murder her kinsman. Go, tell me, Friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, so that I might sack the hateful mansion!
Hold thy desperate hand! Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself? And slay thy lady too that lives in thee? For whose sake thou wast but lately dead? There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee. Thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatens thee death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights up upon thy back, and yet like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pounced upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we find time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and only then welcome thee back with 1,000,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse, commend me to thy lady. Bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Oh, bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me give you. Sir, hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
Oh, how well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out thy man, and he shall signify to you from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Take my hand. 'Tis late. Good night. Farewell.
Had a joy, yes, joy not called out on me. It were a grief so brief to my living. Farewell.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, not the lark, that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. The night's candle is burnt out, and Yokeland day stands tiptoe on misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight. I know it. It is some meteor that the sun exhales to be this night a torch bearer and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Oh, let me be tamed. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say, yon gray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go.
Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. It is. It is. Aye, hence be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing chops. Be gone, more light and light it grows.
Madam,
Yes?
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Then window, let day in and let life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss.
Art thou going south? Love, Lord, I, husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Thinkst thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And soon all these woes shall serve as sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh God. I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookst pale.
Trust me, love. In my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Fortune, be fickle. For then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What, will you wash him from this grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live?
Yet but let me weep for such a feeling lost.
Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain is that, madam?
That same villain, Romeo. We will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not, then weep no more. I'll send one to Mantua where that same banished renegade doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that soon he shall keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
Joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, you had a careful father child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath afforded out a sudden day of joy, one that thou expectedst not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Mary, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant young and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church shall have thee make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste, that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hand.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now, conduit girl? What, still in tears? How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir. She will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
How? Will she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have.
Proud can I never be of what I hate, but faithful even for hate that is meant love.
How now, chop logic, what is this? But, fettle your fine joints 'gainst Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrion!
Fie, what are you mad?
Good my father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch! I tell thee what, get thee to church a Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch.
God in heaven bless her, you are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
Peace, you mumbling fool! Utter your gravity or gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
God's bread makes me mad! Day, night, hour, time, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have a match. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned, as one's thought would wish a man, and then to have a wretched puling fool to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me. But, as you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it, I do not use to jest. Thursday is near, lay hand on heart, advise. And you be mine, I'll give you to my friend, and you be not hang, beg, starve, die in the streets. For by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, but think you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity, sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief?
Good my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. Or if thou wilt not, make the wedding bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
O nurse, how shall this be prevented? Alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayst thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Hey, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since the case stands as now it doth, I think it best that you married with the county. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman, Romeo is a dish-clout to him, an eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead. Or 'twere as good he were as him living here, and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Will thou hast comforted me marvelous much?
Go in. Tell my mother I am gone, having displeased my father to Laurence cell to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will. And this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation. Oh, most wicked fiend. Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue she hath praised him with above compare so many 1,000 times? Go, counselor. Thou in my bosom henceforth shall be twain. Well, to the friar, to know his remedy. if all else fail, myself have power to die.
Dull eyes, dull nails, dull legs, pale, dull eyes, big face, dull legs. Yeah, they really want you, they really want you, they really do. Yeah, they really want you.
On Thursday, sir, the time is very short.
My father, Capulet, would have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love. For Venus smiles not on a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I know not why it would be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady towards myself.
Happily met my lady and wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
Oh, what may be must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come to make a confession to this father.
To answer to that, I should confess to you.
Oh, soul, thy face is much abused by tears. Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
That may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure now, Holy Father, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter. Now, my lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield, I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early I will rouse ye. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door! When thou hast done so, come weep with me. Last hope, last joy, last help.
Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, by Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not that thou hear'st of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I shall help thee presently. Therefore, of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel, or behold, betwixt my passions and me, this knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years in art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak. I long to die if what thou speakst speak not of remedy.
Old daughter, I do spy a kind of hope, which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely that thou wilt undergo a thing like death, that chidest away the shame that copest with death himself to escape from. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, or shut me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quite with dead men's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud, and I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold, then. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Go home. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Then take thou this vial. being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes, thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stark and stiff and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed image of shrunk death thou shalt remain 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. And then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes, uncovered on the bier, wilt thou be borne to that same ancient monument where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, shall Romeo, by my letters, know our drift, and hither shall he come. And he and I will watch thy wake, and that very same night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, oh tell me not of fear.
Get thee gone? Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua, with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear Friar. God knows when next we shall meet. I have a faint cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. Come, Vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No. No, this shall prevent it. Lie thou there. What if when I am laid into the tomb I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Nor if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the horror of the place, as in a vault? An ancient receptacle where for these many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed. Where blood Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud. Where, as they say, at some hours in the night, spirits resort. Alack, is it not like that I so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn from the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous beings, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Methinks I see my cousin's ghost. See now, would it spit his body upon a rapier's point? Stay, Tybalt, stay. Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Mistress? Juliet? How fast I warned her she. My love? My lady? How far you slung a bed?
Why, love, I say, madam, sweetheart, why, bride. What, not a word? God forgive me, Mary, and amen, how sound she sleeps. I must needs wake you. Madam, madam, madam. What tresson in your clothes? And down again. I must needs wake you. Lady, lady, lady. Alas, alas, help, help, my lady's dead. Oh, well, the day that ever I was born, some hope would be take home, my lord, my lady. What noise is this? Oh, lamentable day. What is the matter? Look, oh, heavy day. Oh, me. Oh, me. My child. My only life. Revive. Look up, or I will die with thee. Help! Help! Call help!
For shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
She's dead to see. She's dead alive today.
Let me see her. Out, alas, she's cold. Her blood is stilled, her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day, oh, woeful time.
Death, that hath ta'en her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue, will not let me speak.
Come! Is the bride ready to come to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before thy wedding day hath death lain with thy wife. There she lies, flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all life living, all his death.
I thought long to see this morning's face, and doth it give me such a sight as this?
Cursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day! One poor and loving child, one thing to rejoice and solace in. And cruel death hath catched it from my sight. Oh, woeful day!
Oh, detestable death, may they beguile!
Oh child, alack, my child is dead! And with my child my joys are buried.
Peace, ho! For shame! For heaven and yourself had pardoned this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Come, dry your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair corpse. As the custom is, in all her best array bear her to church. Though fond nature bids us unlament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we ordain festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast. Our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried corpse, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with, and Paris too. Everyone, let us prepare to follow this fair corpse unto her grave. My lord, the heavens do lower upon you some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
and in my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's Lord sits light upon his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead, strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I was revived and was an emperor. How sweet is love itself possessed when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. How now, Balthazar, news from Verona? Dost thou have any letters to me from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares Juliet? That I ask again, because nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently drew close to tell you. Pardon me for bringing this ill news, since you did leave it to my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou know'st my lodging. Go and fetch ink and paper and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and to import some misadventure.
Tush! Thou art deceived. Go and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone, and hire those post horses. I will be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief. Thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds, overwhelming brows, culling simples. Meager were his looks, sharp misery had worn him down to the bone. If I do remember correctly, this should be the house. What ho! Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see thou art poor. Hold! Here is 40 ducats. Give me a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins of the life-weary taker, that they may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged as violently of breath as hasty powder doth fire from the fatal cannon's wound.
Such mortal drugs I have, but the law of Mantua is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fears to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starveth in thine eyes, contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's laws. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty and not my will consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
This, and any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There's thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls, doing more murders in this loathsome world than these poor compounds thou mayst not sell. I sell thee poison. Thou hast sold enough. Fare thee well. Buy food and get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial and not poison, to Juliet's grave, for there must thy ears be.
Holy Franciscan Friar, brother, ho!
Ah, the same must be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or, if his word be writ, then give me his letter.
going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order, to associate me here in this city visiting the sick. In finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we were both in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth. So that, my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Oh, unhappy fortune! By my brotherhood, this letter was not nice, but full of charge of tear and port, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Friar John, go hence, fetch me an iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these incidents, but I will write again to Mantua, and keep Juliet in my cell till Romeo comes. Poor living corpse closed in a dead man's tomb.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, the canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or, wanting that, with tears distilled by moans, the obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall he to strew thy bed and weep. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies in true love's right?
Hold. Take this letter, and early in the morning see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. But if thou jealous dost return to pry in what I further shall intend to do, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So thou shalt show me friendship. Live and be prosperous. And farewell, good man.
For all this the same, his looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die!
Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy!
Let him slay! Oh, be merciful! Open the tomb! Lay me with Juliet.
Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Barrett! What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode?
Oh, I think he said Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet, to think it was not so? For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been married, which their keepers call a likeness before death? How may I call this a liking? My wife! Death had sucked the honey of thy breath, yet had no power upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign is yet crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, know you, the doors of breath. Seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, unsavory guide. Now at once, run on the dashing rocks, thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. The true apothecary! I dread our quick! Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Romeo! Romeo! No! Dale! Who else? What Paris too? Steeped in blood. What an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs. Comfortable Friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and here I am. Where is my Romeo? I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. There, in thy bosom, thy husband lies dead. And Paris, too. No. Come, good Juliet. I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet! I dare no longer stay! Oh, get thee gone, for I will not away. What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, Gerald!
Drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I shall kiss thy lips. Haply, some poison doth hang on them, to make die with the restored. Thy lips are warm.
Lead boy, which way?
Noise.
Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. There. Rust. You let me die.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, you, whoever you find, attach. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain. And Juliet, bleeding, warm, and newly dead, who here have lain these 2 days buried. Go, you, tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues. You see the ground whereon these woes do lie. But the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
What should it be, that they so shriek abroad?
People in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our name.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Oh heavens, oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds.
The sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief over my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Kill me slowly, take me with you down to the garden where magnolias bloom. Call your mother, tell her you love her. Call my mother and tell her the same. Kill me slowly outside that diner that we like to go to when things were okay. And I kill me and clean up, and if they ask you where I am, well, tell them that I was all done. Tell them that I wasn't having much fun.
This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison off a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name it is known, there shall be no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
Glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show its head. Go forth to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and others punished, for never was there a tale of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Shakespeare Players, we hope that you have enjoyed tonight's production of Romeo and Juliet. 4 hard-working months of nearly 40 students to present Romeo and Juliet, I think, as Shakespeare intended.
I am extremely proud to be presenting this show to everybody who is here tonight because, for myself and both of our titular characters, our artistic director, and many of the members of our cast and lovely production team and crew, this is our final show with the Maryland Shakespeare Players, and it's really been my favorite piece of work that I have ever produced with this club or anywhere else, and it's been the perfect way to say goodbye to my time here.
If you enjoy this production and then you would like to support our further works and get us crying people off stage faster, you can, if you want to kick a few bucks our way, you can give some money to our treasurer, Logan by the door. Or if you want to give us money via Venmo, we are at MD_Shakespeare. Once again, that is at MD_Shakespeare. Seriously, everything that you saw tonight was put on with donations from previous shows from generous patrons such as yourself. We couldn't be doing it without you guys. So.
At this point, all of our actors are going to get out of costume and back into their regular clothes, and they will meet you to say hello right outside of the theater, where you're welcome to hang out and shower them with praise for as long as you would like. So, on behalf of the Maryland Shakespeare Players, thank you again so much for coming, and have a great day.